God, that's not a costume. That's an arms upgrade straight from some gothic cyberpunk mech repair shop. Look at those breast. These people need therapy before they realize how many men in history were jealous of this level of artistic detailing. That door says F. Floor. But where's the E? This place is either a gothic prison, or it looks like it was designed by someone who went to school with Geralt himself, but forgot to add any magic. Hes hag.
这么执着吗？一直追到这里了。你们这些可怜的家伙！
Ugh, you're not even trying. This is the kind of outfit that makes me want to smack some life into her. Like giving a statue arms and legs just so she can balance better. But also why I'd need extra time off if this were real. That backless dress. What's wrong with just keep your face visible?
这门打不开。
She looks like someone who got lost in Metal Gear Solid 2 and forgot they didn't have the Where is Lara Croft when you need a heroine who won't get distracted by her own outfit? That's why I'd rather be Geralt. At least he knows how many breasts are standard for armor. You're playing Tomb Raider, so she should be covered. This is some weird mix of horror and fashion show gone wrong. Why's that hammock rigged up like a crime scene tape? Like if Geralt showed up here, he'd say, "Why are these straps holding your cape? And why do they put floor labels in games where the floor doesn't even matter?" This looks less Tomb Raider and more. The Witcher's secret underground lair with a focus group session gone sideways. I see Ivan. She has that "oh shit, what did I walk into" vibe of I'm either escaping or trapped in some steampunk horror film. Why does she have an axe when her outfit says "no weapons allowed"? My, that's not just a gun rotation wheel. That's the kind of thing that makes you want to add reloading an explosive gun BY manually spinning IT to Resident Evil. Like if they swapped pumpkin spice for bullets in Halloween special. I see, Ivan, you're standing there like, damn, is this a real haunted museum or just the most over-the-top gun display ever? This place looks less The Witcher's armory and more. Looks like it was designed for an
讨厌的家伙！
想开点儿，世界上没有绝对的好事和坏事，灭绝了无数生命的大灾难，往往是一个新纪元的开始。
废话，你个书呆子，我都灭绝了，新纪元和我有什么关系？我可不希望救我出去的是考古学家。
被锁了，丑八怪
Ugh, no. That is not a gaming outfit. That's body paint gone wrong. A gun you could use to fire bullets, but looks like someone spiked her cocktail and put it in a gun bay
终于
window.
找到子弹了。
What if she tried spinning the whole thing? Would we hear SINCLAIR blast or some creepy metal song? She's walking away from that wall of orange lights, which is suspiciously similar to Resident Evil 4's Zombieland. I see Ivan. You're like, oh wow, it looks scary. You are supposed to be running, not admiring horror. This fire effect on. Oof, finally a proper villainous vibe. She's in Tomb Raider. No way. That outfit is straight out of the Elder Scrolls series with extra sparkles. But you're pretending it's just normal. This place looks like an empty office from Resident Evil 2. But instead of zombies, we have this potion on the... She has the collector vibes if he added more sparkles. I see Ivan. You're looking at her with that she's way prettier in person stare. like staring at Gerald after seeing his lady friend for the first time, but forgetting they have no relationship.
程程姐的厉害。够了。
Oh, now I'm furious. This is The Witcher, Vampire Hunter DLC aesthetic. A mix of medieval revenge and cyberpunk bro-themed lingerie. Not a real game. You're supposed to be running from monsters in Ravenloft or hunting the Dark Elves, not flirting with stealthy boss fights while dressed like she's here for a trend. How does potion fit on this body? Ivan, you look shocked. She should be more intimidating than Gerald. I see your tiny character. That looks like some lazy homebrew job, but...
正是我需要的。再来呀！
This is the kind of blood pool that makes my Tomb Raider soul. If it were real instead of a glitchy game design decision. You're looking at her with those dear, eyes, like you believe in this nonsense. No, Ivan, this is The Witcher. It's just an overworked VR horror parody that forgot what makes games scary. She should be sprinting away from a real villain. Instead of posing, I see the blood splatter on your tiny character. Like if Resident Evil 4 had a first-person mode with no dialogue, just paint. And those cylinders. Why is that gun shape in Resident Evil? But here it looks more like a broken art piece from some forgotten sci-fi flick.
想开点，世界上没有绝对的好事和坏事，灭绝了无数生命的大灾难，往往是一个新纪元的开始。
废话，这个书呆子不都灭绝了，新纪元和我有什么关系？我可不希望救我出去的是考古学家。
躺下吧。不要变成怪物。
Oh, please. You're playing the game, not an actual pandemic. Where's this supposed to feel real? There should be screaming. If they've got a walkie-talkie system that works in first-person shooting. I see Ivan aiming like he forgot how many bullets were left. How long until you realize your character has the patience of Geralt at a blacksmith's market stall? That gun looks suspiciously close to Hideo Kojima's. They're like some generic zombie apocalypse fan-made characters. But the one in white pants.
你们都看到了吧？好多地方都出现了魔鬼的徽章，这是恶魔降临的征兆。你们可以不相信神灵，但恶魔的力量是无法摆脱的。而我就是恶魔的代言人。从现在开始，你们必须听我的命令。
This outfit is a crime against gaming aesthetics. What if she tried to shoot you with her dress? Would it be sparkles or blood? This isn't Resident Evil. This is some corporate VR dating simulation where the main character just got out of an elevator. You're playing as Ivan, and I'm wondering why he's not screaming. The outfit alone screams Metal Gear Solid V's cyberpunk aesthetic. It looks like some homebrew prototype from 2018, but I see Ivan. You're just standing.
太棒了！受够了！
想开点儿，世界上没有绝对的好事和坏事，灭绝了无数生命的大灾难，往往是一。
Oh no, Metal Gear Solid again. But this time it's got a Lara Croft dress problem and the vibes of someone who forgot to turn on gravity. You seem distracted, like my mind is already back in Sandra with her hair too. This 7th Biochemical Research Institute looks just like Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker. But if it's not an actual pandemic, then what are the infected characters doing here? I saw them looking at those messages. That outfit on my avatar is even more absurd than hers. This reminds me of how Hideo Kojima would describe Geralt's first encounter with.
想开点儿，世界上没有绝对的好事和坏事，灭绝了无数生命的大灾难，往往是一个新纪元的开始。
废话，这个书呆子，我都灭绝了，新纪元和我有什么关系？我可不希望救我出去的是考古学家。
再见。
Finally, some real tension. I see you, waiting for that next big moment, like it was scripted by a man who forgot his own storylines. If she were Lara Croft instead of this sci-fi spy girl mess. Maybe the sword would cut through more than just VR limitations. This is Tomb Raider in neon. It's some half-baked cyberpunk love letter, where even shadow... I see Ivan. You and your tiny character are looking at her. Is this how Geralt felt when first seeing Ciri, only without the mythic quest, magic? She looks tired, like a vampire who's seen too much light. That dress. Des. Enough. You're not even touching her like some desperate maniac in Metal Gear. Why is that outfit making me think of Lara Croft and Geralt at the same time? Because you didn't add a sword to your VR sex fantasy. She's got flower prints, Ivan. But they look more like what happens when Tom Hiddleston accidentally sketched them in his spare time. I see her. She looks less character and more failed AI test. But at least my avatar... This place is supposed to be scary. Where's the blood splatter from a real zombie apocalypse when you could just drop? Finally, some fun. I see. This looks like a Metal Gear Solid VR. You're playing as X, and my avatar is in combat mode now. This reminds me of how Sonya tried to teach Big Boss about chess, with way more dramatic sacrifices than expected. Look at that safe room looking suspiciously like a Tomb Raider base, but with cyberpunk vibes. The purple stuff looks like some weird techno solution for VR map.
别烦我！
You're basically playing like Geralt after a witch. This is how Resident Evil fits in with Metal Gear Solid. Peace Walker. When you accidentally mix the two I see Ivan as my character, but this looks so like a main story level from RE3. The safe room vibes are straight outta. You need supplies. You're in a zombie apocalypse. But wait, is she actually holding her phone or pretend? That backpack looks like it got splattered with some kind of research liquid.
下地狱吧！救命啊！有没有人啊
This isn't even a real zombie. It's just me in VR running from my own laziness. Oh, look, Ivan and I are pretending to be spies again. But at least now we don't have the traitor back. She looks like some kind of sci-fi assassin with an attitude. That backpack is practically a second skin. Geralt once wore one that got stolen in Valen's tavern. Only this woman doesn't even know.
太纠缠我了！谁来帮我？
I'm running with the same intensity Geralt did towards Ciri. But wait, if Lara Crow.
吧！没完没了了。
Finally, something exciting. Oh, this looks like a Metal Gear Solid VR level, set in some kind of apocalyptic wasteland. That car. That's either Big Boss, Ultimate Ride, or the stealth one. We didn't need to steal it. You and my avatar are looking at those headlights. This is like when Geralt finds his first motorcycle, but instead of the smoke, in the distance, looks suspiciously similar to how Resident Evil shows biohazard zones. But wait, if this was RE4, at least it would have Raccoon City crumbling behind us instead.
你是谁？
别激动，
快说，你是谁？
真要命！你这下手也太狠了。
少废话，回答我。
我叫杰森，是计算机专家。我接到命令要彻底关闭这里的通讯系统。当时一片混乱，我来不及多想，
一次砸坏了喝酒的游戏，结果门打不开了。
你没有被感染吧？
没有，我困在这几天了。幸好还有点吃的，别再找我了，很刺眼的。你别紧张，我会保护你的。
别少哭了，先把血擦掉吧。
你别乱碰，这里的系统很复杂，让我来。不行，系统还是恢复不了。我试
Oh
过很多
no,
办法
she's
都不
looking
行。
right at me. I see her saying, "Let me handle
出不
it."
去
Like that should be enough to make our enemies drop their weapons.
你
If
是怎么
only
下来的？
Geralt could have spoken in text bubbles when he had his first sword duel,
那
instead
太
of
好
just staring death in
我
the
们该走
face
了
with a confused grin.
太好了！
This is why Lara Croft
电梯
never
已经
needed
坏了。
speech prompts.
啊
She was already doing it while
我
sneaking
是要去
past
实验室
guards.
找
什。么？你要去实验室？不行，
Us looking at
那
her
你太
like
危险，
she
千万
stole.
别去。
实验
This
室也正在
character
研发
has
的病
more
毒解药
attitude than Big Boss.
应该还有非常
But
重要的
without
数据
any
资料
real。skills for actually fighting, just I'm the
可
badass
能
you
这
didn't
里也被
expect.
卷进来，
And that handle look.
所以
That's either a
我一
secret
定要去实
weapon
验室，
or an existential
把这些事
crisis
情弄清
about
楚。你在这里待着，不要出去。我和外界取得联系后，会立刻通知救援队来这里找你。
我可以帮你啊，我是这里的副主管，我知道进入实验室的方法，我带你去。
真的吗？那太好了。你告诉我怎么去实验室就行。外面到处是变异者，非常危险。
放心吧，我会保护你。这里我很熟悉。
好吧，你要小心。
我们要先去设备库房找一台备用的路由器。这里我太熟悉了，从前面过去很近的。
好的。
糟糕，现在所有的出口门都打不开了，我们要绕点路了。这是305走廊的6号门，密码应该是3209。好了。我还不知道你的名字。
我叫 Jody， 是环球新闻网的记者。
难怪有句话叫做“记者胆子大，鬼神都害怕”呀。
你并不认识我，是吗？
是的，这是我们第一次见面，但我相信这一定是上天安排的缘分。哎，走这里。离开这儿。
Oh no, what is this? Stop! This looks like some kind of alternate universe, where Resident Evil meets Metal Gear VR. Where Big Boss hid his mech in the office, and Raccoon City zombies accidentally got stuck inside a corporate cubicle. I see Ivan. You're clearly playing as another character, probably your friend, and my avatar is now ready to teach her proper stealth techniques.
哦，当然可以。
This place feels like something from an unreleased
要不我
Hideo
们去
Kojima
餐厅
game.
喝2杯？
The one where all the employees were actually zombies, but no
为什么要切
one
断网络？
noticed because they kept their faces
其实，在
hidden
那之
under
前
those corporate
就已经发
badass
生了各种意
helmets.
外，体验者变异、病毒泄露、实验体逃跑，所以
你知道792号实验体的事情吗？
知道，在这里工作的每个人都听说过她。她为称那位可怜的女巫，从她失踪开始，事态就失去了控制。
你觉得他还在实验室吗？
难说，实验中心这种深入地下几百米的庞大建筑，只有少数通道连接地面，而且还有安全系统实时监控。但是总会有意外发生的，对吗？不存在绝对的安全。
你知道哪里可以查询体验者名单吗？
在数据中心会有记录，不过网络异常会触发数据保护机制，到时候试试看，应该可以恢复一些数据。
啊，那真是太好了，谢谢你。
别客气，咱们现在可是搭档啊。这里不安全。注意，
The stage is set for a true Metal Gear thriller. I see that split screen. You're playing as the mysterious character and my avatar. She's about to drop her fake, professional act like Big Boss after Sonya. That weapon looks suspiciously like something Gerald would have snagged from some brothel thief in Velen. The one he kept borrowed for years but never returned. Now she's pretending it's hers. A classic Kojima move, either evidence of an attempted coup, or just a note saying, buy more ammo before you die.
可以给我一把
The
枪吗？
lighting here is
我
chef's
枪法
kiss.
很好的。
It looks like Raccoon City after someone forgot to turn off its own death.
谢谢你这么信任
Lara
我。
would have used that corner as.
要记得瞄准脑袋打。
我有些好奇，你为什么要冒险一个人来到这里？
也许是命运的召唤吧。
说真的，你一点不害怕吗？不过现在有我在，你会很安全。你有没有？呵，厉害！能成为你的搭档，我很荣幸。
我也是。
我被困在机房的时候，听到外面各种怪叫和惨叫声，感觉比地狱还要可怕。
我们现在也要小心。
Oh, this can't be the same game. Sheesh. My avatar just saw Lara Croft drop a whole room full of enemies in one shot. No way is she going to waste her aim like some overconfident newbie. This character thinks practice makes perfect, but doesn't know that practice with no goal is pure torture. Neutral, now. So big it could fit the entire Resident Evil 4 map inside. If Raccoon City had more open spaces. That guy in green looks like he might be some kind of security drone. Like a badass robot that Geralt would have accidentally befriended and named Tom. And what's with those circles on his head?
刚刚那个人，我认识，他欠我的钱还没还呢。
我们快走吧。
注意，有变异者。
程程姐的厉害！
没有看存量。
够了！
Finally, an opponent worthy of this game. Annoyed I see the glass flares in the way it's also classic Resident Evil level design. This game is wearing more skin than my avatar after surviving the last boss fight. And yet here she stands, looking confused, like Geralt when he finds his sword missing, but has no idea if someone stole it or just forgot to pack him a
这家伙
lunch.
好狡猾啊！
That man in green.
这些家伙都是杀人机器，很多变异的体验者都被他们杀了，说是为了维护实验中心的安全。他们依赖通讯网络才能运行，现在就是一堆废铜烂铁。不过奇怪的是，在我切断网络之前，他们就开始休眠了。如果他们当时继续清理变异者，实验中心也不至于因为全员感染而被放弃。有机会，我倒是很想尝试一下，去重写这些家伙的命令代码。 让他们听从我的指挥。
妈的，又来了！
快离开这里！
再来，要你脑袋开花！
刚才好危险！ 身后那个家伙差点咬到你，还好我想到了。
谢了。
兄弟，朱莉，你还好吗？
我没事的。谢谢你救了我。
我会一直保护你的。
我们赶快去库房吧。
好的。
Finally, some decent tension. This is not Resident Evil. It's Resident Zombie Escape. The storage room heist with a side of Metal Gear VR. This woman's looking at her reflection in the floor like she just spotted Big Boss' secret cache, and he wasn't even supposed to be here. And that man. If this were Gerald, his coat would have been so wetted. Require new fashion after one. This is why you should always have a spare shirt in case of emergency. Like, I need more dignity. The screen says, hurry to the store. Is that just sarcasm? Because if Gerald saw.
这是星图密码，软件部的人会用这种密码私下交流。
这些密码，他们记录了什么？写了什么？
他说是哪个混蛋破坏了数据通讯，把大家都关在这里了。都怪我。
你别自责了，那也是形势所迫。
妈的，又来了！真的是记者吗？端去！
别纠缠我了。
快来最下层的隔离区，那里非常安全。
通知大家去安全区，为什么要用密码书写？
这个我也不明白。
Oh, this is why you should always pretend to be a villain. Your backpack looks like it was stolen from someone who still thinks clothing means actual clothes. Shocked that red splatters.
就是这儿，我们到了。
Now that's Raccoon City level chaos. Like the way zombies accidentally turn into raging meat mobs during corporate after. And that man's suit. If he were real, his spine would have snapped from hiding in the corner this long. He must be waiting for an elevator, but Raccoon City didn't.
也许和墙上的涂鸦有关，但我看不出头绪。
She should totally call it the backpack of destiny or something like that. Geralt never carries a bag with such dramatic designs. This one's pure artistry. Aha. Oh, this is an old Metal Gear Solid vibe, but Resident Evil in space. And those crimson numbers. A clear threat warning, but so bold they'd make Baldur proud. This woman looks like a spy who thinks tactical means wearing something that's slightly too tight for her comfort zones. That pink bag. Geralt would have kept it, sold parts to the highest bidder, including someone named Ivan in this case, and still. A chessboard drawn on concrete. Like when Geralt finds an abandoned castle with "Game Over" written too clearly. And that woman's holding the weapon like it was her first time, and she'll definitely be dropping it soon, won't you? That guy in green is now my official rival. If he knows how to move one piece without falling over, he must have been taught by a chess grandmaster who also teaches security protocols at night. And why are there Is this some kind of checkmate meme gone wrong? This place smells like it was designed for escape rooms, not war. Oh no. A tic-tac-toe game in the middle of a Resident Evil style mission. This is why Geralt never plays board games. He'd rather solve riddles with his sword. The player's avatar looks like she just stepped out of Tomb Raider, but her gun. Classic Lara Croft, though. A mix of survival horror and stealthy adventure. And that green light in the corner makes me think Hideo Kojima wrote this scene while wearing... Oh, I miss my little red sister. The game is Resident Evil. And why does this woman have a speed backpack? Geralt would have turned it into armor plating if she had one. This is why Lara Croft never carried anything labeled speed. That wall code looks like an old Witcher mission, but too easy for Geralt. He'd need his magic sword, and 3 drinks before this. Also, Ivan, do you really think she's just some random player? But here lies my betrayal. I'm rooting for her to fail at tic-tac-toe. That green light is obviously cheating, or maybe it means tic-tac-toe, written poorly. Either way, she's about to learn real survival skills. Oh, this wall code. A classic Resident Evil plot, twist in disguise. Like when STALKER zones were just a series of locked doors with numbers hidden behind flowers. Speed backpack. This woman's either trying to outrun zombies and tic-tac-toe battles, or she's got the worst game day ever. Geralt would have called this tactic mortal and declared war on Raccoon City. That green light, he probably coded in, if you fail, play again. But harder, oh, what is that guy over there? Oh no. This isn't Resident Evil. This is the game where Geralt meets his doom. The speed backpack. He'd have sold it for a whole village and bought more magic potions. The wall looks like X marks the spot of doom from some old pirate adventure, but with extra existential dread. I should call her out. She's about to lose this game against her own board. That guy in green. His avatar is clearly a ghost player, or someone trying too hard. They could have at least had better health bars. classic Resident Evil puzzle meets tic-tac-toe, what would Geralt say? A game of X marks my soul. I'd rather fight a squad of zombies while wearing armor that says, I survived this. Smug the player's speed backpack is now legendary. She'll be using it to avoid checks, sigh. That green light in the corner looks suspiciously like tic-tac-toe. Either way, Ivan, she's clearly got style. Oh, no. This is not tic-tac-toe. This is a gun-wielding artist posing for an Instagram shoot. A girl with a speed backpack aiming at that red wall. That's the kind of move Geralt would have done after solving 10 puzzles and defeating monsters. Look how she leans. She knows her aim is better than my theories on zombie survival. That speed label might just mean she drinks coffee like a vampire. Either way, how'd Ivan handle this? knew this is not a puzzle? This is Heroes of the Storm's puzzle mode, but with worse graphics and more stress for me as the person who has to watch. The speed backpack. That guy should have been using that energy drink when playing Dota, not in Resident Evil. The red wall is clearly a tic-tac-toe door from some obscure video game I forgot. But Geralt would be laughing right now and declaring this puzzle was written by someone who also invented tic-tac-toe. The $7513. That is a ridiculous amount for a silly video game. But hey, I'd still pay to see her face when she loses this round.
跟紧我。哎，走这里。跟紧我。
Oh, this looks like Lara Croft's secret vault from Tomb Raider. The 7513 is clearly the code for whatever treasure or curse they're guarding. She'll have to unlock that 910 combo or be stuck with just a gun. Teasing. I'm sorry, this isn't Resident Evil. It's actually Metal Gear Rising. Revolution Earth meets Tomb of the Dragon, but in sneaky... She'd better not mess that code up. Hideo Kojima would have her tied to a chair. The code detector looks like it was designed by someone who also invented tic-tac-toe with extra pressure. Geralt of Rivia would have been impressed if he actually understood codes instead. Oh, this is a screenshot straight out of Metal Gear Solid, Peace Walker. The tactical vibes, she's playing like the hero Geralt didn't want to face. The girl looks ready for her close-up. She might be another player or maybe just the game itself wanting my attention. Geralt would have said, "This is why I drink magic potions, not caffeine about this speed backpack." That guy with SS-203, is he a The code reads like something from an old villain. S-note. Too good to be true. Maybe unlocking it will mean trading her gun for more bullets. Oh, that's the screen of Metal Gear Solid V. She definitely spotted a boss fight coming. That tic-tac wall. It's actually called Death Solitaire. That other player in metallic gear looks like he's ready for an epic battle. Maybe Geralt would have said this is where you either play with cards or your life. The SS-203 guy probably has a spy mission. Maybe she should save the gun and solve puzzles like actual heroes do instead of shooting straight into walls.
这些密码，他们记录了什么？写了什么？
他说是哪个混蛋破坏了数据通讯，把大家都关在这里了，都怪我。
你别自责了，那也是形势所迫。
慢点。
Geralt would be so disappointed. This is why you can't mix guns with puzzle solving. Unless it's a real-life survival game, obviously. Why does the girl even need to aim?
最下层的隔离区，那里非常安全。
通知大家去安全
Why
区。
not just walk and
为什么要
solve
用
like
木
she
马
used
书
to in
写？
games like
这个
Dark Souls?
我也不明
The
白。
SS-203 guy looks more determined than this one. He'll probably get through without needing fancy code. Hey, those red splatters. Classic Resident Evil touch. Maybe this is another survival horror layer in.
就是这儿啊，我们到了。这门无法打开，我们从应急通道那里的后门进去。妈的，密码错误，一定是被人改了。我再想想，也许和墙上的涂鸦有关，但我看不出头绪。
Oh, this looks like a death trap, straight out of an old-school Metal Gear game, or some underground arcade. The tic-tac door. That's not just code detection. That's a crime scene tape. Geralt would be doing backflips and muttering, "Why do you put guns in places where logic applies?" And that money at the bottom. $7,590. This is why I prefer... Shehe, if only they made codes that had to be solved by guessing right before you die. Oh, the 7513 is a classic, like unlocking an ancient tomb's door with magic. Geralt would have muttered, this password was written in runes, while sighing. The graffiti looks like some spy game villain's sigil from Metal Gear Solid V, or maybe Resident Evil 4's zombies scribbled it. That panel feels straight out of a Tomb Raider vault. Lara would have said, why does this code look familiar? Before realizing she used the same one in her old dungeon crawl. Classic game-setting marker, like when Ivan starts leveling up or finding loot. This place is full of secrets. Maybe it's not just a door but a whole Metal Gear plot.